want to introduce and bring on Bruce Cassidy of the, and I know you like this one, Bruce, Stanley Cup champion Vegas Golden Knights. I know you've heard it a bunch, but if it were me, I'd never get sick of hearing it. Congratulations. You, Bruce Cassidy, are a Stanley Cup champion coach. Congratulations, and thanks for doing this.
Thanks, Jeff. That has a great ring to it. And as I've said to a few people in the last 48 hours, I'm in the club now. Once you're in the club, you're in the club. You know what I mean? So it's a really good feeling.
I'll tell you what, I mean, I've talked plenty about why I was really happy for you specifically, given your journey to get to the Stanley Cup for a second time. And I know it's tough when you get as close as you did with the Boston Bruins and don't finish the journey. And I'm sure there was a part of you that said, I don't know if I'm ever going to get back. Like, I can recall, I'll tell you a quick story. I can recall 2010. I'm working for Hockey Night in Canada and CBC, and the Chicago Blackhawks are going on their run. And so I went back and looked at some of the clips and the quotes from Blackhawks players from 1961. The last time previous to 2010 when they won the Stanley Cup. This is Eddie Litzenberger's team, and you hear all of them talk after they won the Cup, and it's almost as if they expect to win a whole bunch more, and of course they didn't. And it really drives into the fact that there's no guarantees. Just because you got there once, there's no guarantee you're going to get there again. You got back to the Stanley Cup final and you won it this time, but going back to 2019. Was there a part of you that was like, I don't know if I'm ever going to get back here again?
Well, of course, right? I mean, as a player, I didn't have much of an NHL career. I was able to win once in the minors, so I was part of the Blackhawks one year. The extra guys, the Black Aces, when we lost to Calgary, and they ended up winning the Cup in the next series. So it's the closest I ever got in that regard. And then in 11 with the Bruins, I had the extra guys. So I was on the ice in Vancouver, and that's great, but you're an outsider a little bit that way, right? You're not in the trenches. So you're right. And going into this year, there was a lot of unknowns, getting to know the team, building relationships, you name it, all that stuff. So there's a lot of newness going on, and you want to get to the Cup and you feel you're going to have a good team. But, I mean, let's face it, you're trying to just get yourself solidified here and get up and running and, try to get the team to a good place more than anything. And then as you go along, you certainly feel like, hey, this team has the ingredients to win. So, but that was a long way from, my mind when you first get here and go to work. Of course, that's your expectation. You want to do it, but it doesn't always work out that way. So here we are.
Here we are, and you're a Stanley Cup champion. The name is going on the cup forever. At what point did you, as a coach, realize that this team had a shot to win the Stanley Cup? Like, was there a point in the regular season? Did it take the first round? Did it take the second round? Like, at what point, Bruce, did you allow yourself to say, this team could win the Stanley Cup?
Well, two phases, right? Probably there's the regular season, and there's, the playoff part. So the regular season, we're sitting there in, I don't know, say early in November, maybe 13-2 is our record. So you're thinking you got a good team. We're healthy. The year before, there was a lot of talk about the health. It's when I heard a lot about it this summer, and we were healthy, and we were good. We were winning games, beating good teams. So that part of it, you're early on, it was like, okay, and veteran guys that knew how to play the right way. We weren't fluking our way through it. Let's put it that way. The question mark for us to start, there was goaltending. We had a young guy in Logan Thompson and Aiden Hill, unproven, right? So you're thinking, well, they're going to have to cut their teeth here. But then you fast forward through the year and you get in, and I felt the Edmonton series was a big turning point for us. I thought it might, I talked to a few of the older guys, this might be our most difficult series. With their run the previous year, losing to Colorado, they may have learned a lot. The top name players, just their ability to be so dynamic. Listen, I'll look back and go through it all, but just off the top of my head, it might have been our most difficult, right? It's 2-2, and we have to work really hard in game 5 to get the lead, and we're able to put them away. But that's when I knew, this room has it. They know how to play the right way. They can handle the demands that goes along with it. So that was probably the series where I felt, okay, we might have just got over the hump here. But I mean, I didn't want to be disrespectful to Dallas, or they were still playing Seattle at the time, or whoever come out of the East. But that's when I thought in my mind, for our team, our particular group, that yes, we have it in us.
One of the most interesting and I would point out classy things that we saw from a coach all season long happened in that last game in Game 5 against the Panthers. You dressed 5 of the 6 misfits to start the game, and once the crowd realizes what you're doing, they go crazy, and rightfully so. We all know how much of an emotional attachment these fans have to their original Vegas Golden Knights players. When did you decide to do that?
Well, we go to the rink in the morning. We have our, sort of final prep meetings. And I was actually walking the dog after that because I go home to relax for a little bit before you go in the afternoon. And I just thought it'd be an interesting thing to do to see if we get some juice from it from the players, right? It's a long playoff run. We typically started our fourth line a lot, Nick Waugh, not all the time, but a lot, to get us going.
Yep.
And I thought, you know what, why don't we put those guys out? And then I realized that Nick, Will Carrier is one of them too, right? So I can only start 5.
Yep.
So one guy's getting left out, and it's probably Will. So I apologized to him first. I said, "I'm sorry, Will, but I'm not going to start you in nets." That would look stupid. So, the other 5 guys are going to go. So that's when it happened. And I thought, you know what, we'll just do it, and maybe we'll get a little life from it. And I honestly, I've heard it from fans over the last couple of days that how much it meant to them, and sometimes you just do something and it works, right? And it's hard to sit here and say, well, it's just stroke of genius, right? I just thought it'd be kind of cool for the guys in our room, and then maybe you do it without even recognizing the magnitude of the home crowds. I've only been here a year, right? So there's a little bit of that. So it's more for us, and then you realize, what, the fan base, you're giving them a big thank you as well. So worked out, and I think the guys were glad to get the nod. So.
I think everybody loved it. Outside of anyone on the Florida side, I think fans, and I think it sounds like your team must have loved it too. Like, did any of those 5 players say anything to you?
I don't remember after the game. So many things happened, but at the time, I think they just, you could tell because Ryan Craig, one of the coaches, our assistant coach, has been here from inception, and he was like, good for you, So I knew that it was well received, And at the end of the day, I thought, well, they're all good players. What's the worst that can happen? They get pinned in our own end or something. You know what I mean? Like, we should be fine, and we'll get the order of the lines right after that. And we're not a big matching team anyway, Jeff. So I told Craig, I'm going to do it no matter who they start. It doesn't matter to me. We're going to roll our 4 lines anyway. So, but I think they were appreciative, yes, at the end of the day, because it's important to them, right? And I probably didn't even know the magnitude of it. As I just said, I just thought it'd be kind of cool for our group, and it worked out.
Fans loved it. They absolutely did. To a couple of the moments along the way, I'm curious what went through your head. There was one flashpoint moment where we all went, "Uh-oh, this looks bad." Thankfully, it wasn't, and he came out for the 3rd period. But what went through your mind when you saw Matthew Tkachuk hit Jack Eichel?
Well, that was a attention getter, to say the least, and especially the way, because we could tell on the bench. Jack has the puck, so you're watching him close, and he hadn't passed it yet. Sometimes you miss those hits because the puck moves, but you could see him sort of stumble. And first thing I said, how did he get so low? Like, what happened? He wanted to see it again, and it was like a thud. So, but Jack got right up, came right to the bench. So then, at least he's cognizant, he's good. He's just probably winded, and then, you go in between periods and realize he's fine. He just needed to sort of, gather himself a little bit. Because it was probably the hardest hit, one of the harder hits of the playoffs. But we knew we were good, halfway through the intermission. So, and I think it was going to be a big thing for us, because you could tell that they got a little bit of juice from it. It seemed like, they thought, I don't know how I can say that necessarily, because you just, when you're watching clips between periods, replays of, certain things, and it feel like their bench got a lift from it. And sometimes those things happen in the playoffs, even though they were down, I think 4-0 at the time. It might give them some energy. So Jack coming back, I thought really deflated that opportunity to get some juice from it. There's a lot of hockey left, but they weren't going to get, like I said, a lift from that, because Jack came out and actually made a play in his first shift and kind of won a puck battle down low and fed Marchessault in the slot. We scored to sort of restore the lead. They had just come out and scored quick. So, like I said, took some air out of their balloon, I believe, and refilled ours, certainly, to have Jack back in there. So.
When Elliot and I were in Vegas interviewing you a couple of weeks ago, we talked about your relationship with Jack Eichel, and I asked you if you had a certain affinity for Eichel, and his story was more similar than different with your story. You came from Boston, he came from Buffalo. There was an element of not wanted on the voyage, and you found yourself together in Vegas. Can you share with our listeners and viewers here sort of what the nature of some of your conversations, some of your initial conversations with Jack Eichel was?
Yeah, I mean, we met in Cape Cod. He was on his way to a wedding, and we have a place there, so we found a convenient spot and just talked about. At first it was like introductory. I mean, I had met Jack, but not through any length of time. But in going through what I felt we needed out of him for us to be successful, and what did he need out of me or the coach, I guess. And so that was the starting point of it. And then it kind of went on to where I thought we were connecting pretty well, and talking about how we're going to be tied together, Jack, through success or failure. So let's try to get this right. We'll start there, and so that's where it went. And so when we came to camp, I think Jack really values being a 200-foot player, maybe more than people knew or wanted to talk. But whatever, I don't know his whole ups and downs in Buffalo. I know he scored, and what did they want that out of him? All that stuff. But that's what we valued and wanted. And I use Patrice Bergeron as an example because, listen, Bergie's one of the best players to ever play. And he's a 200-foot player, values every part of the ice. But he still scores. He makes plays. He's on the power play. We're not taking that away from you. It's just, to be able to check well. And Jack's strong. He can skate. He's got good hockey IQ. So right there, he's got all the elements to do it. So then it becomes just a want or will you do it? A commitment, and will you value it? And he has from day one. So I'm proud of him. I am. And Bob and Ann should be too. He's done great work for us. Had to go through some ups and downs on the ice medically, and he's found a good fit here. And sometimes it takes a while, I guess, in your career. But here he is, and the challenge for him will be to keep doing it, right? He was the second overall pick. He wants to live up to that. So the challenge now will be, okay, we did it once. Let's drive this team. He's got lots of support pieces here. That's the good news here. He does not have to do it on his own. There's no captaincy at a young age where he has to handle that. He just has to play and make us better. And that's what he asked of him, and he's done it. And I think that's good for where he is right now. Now, could he be a captain down the road? Who knows, right? But right now, we just need him to play.
With Bruce Cassidy, head coach of the Stanley Cup champion Vegas Golden Knights, and I know that you're not a bitter person, but is this do you see this as vindication for Bruce Cassidy?
Listen, I got to ask that question. I think the other day, there's a lot of emotion that goes into leaving Boston, because I was with the organization for, 15 years, and we go back there. So there's a lot of attachment there. But I always felt I was a good coach, and your number is going to be up sooner or later. So I didn't feel like I was any lesser of a coach when I left there. I just thought I could still do the job there, so to speak, right? So, but for me, I guess you come here and win. To me, it was always about I want to win a cup, because that puts you, to me, in different company, right? Like when you do that, you're a winner. They can't take it from you, right? So you have that forever, I guess. And that's what I always wanted, whether I was going to be in Boston or anywhere. So, and I've talked about it in 2019. I think I felt that loss as much as or more than anybody in the organization. It's hard to measure that, but this, I guess, this helps heal the scar so much from that 19 run where we just didn't get it done. So at the end of the day, is that it's not vindication. It isn't. It really isn't. It's, of course, you want to prove to people you can do it. But But I don't think Boston ever felt like, oh, this guy can't coach anymore. They just wanted a new voice, right? So, and thought they were better off with someone else, and that's entirely their call. And teams make that call all the time. I mean, Vegas made it, and I got the opportunity here, right? So you're usually getting an opportunity because someone else got let go, and that's how I got my Boston job with Claude Julien. He's a great coach. He got let go, so that's part of it. So you got to put that in perspective too.
You know, we all have these ideas that before every game or before a game like Game 5, a closeout, you know, Stanley Cup's in the building, all of that. There are these great speeches by coaches. And we all know about, you know, Fred Shero's famous, you know, to the Philadelphia Flyers, "If we win tonight, boys, we walk together forever." Did you have one of those speeches before Game 5, or did you even really need to address this team at all?
No. My speech for Game 5 was starting the 5 original guys, right? So you're hoping that sort of, hey, these are the guys that put the foundation in place, get us going here. So that was enough. We had a sit down, I will say, before Game 6 in Dallas, right? We're up 3-0 in the series. We lose the next 2. Play okay, not good enough to close them out. And we talked about hockey family legacies, right? Like, hockey should never define you. We have great husbands, fathers, sons, brothers, whatever, all of the above. But when it comes to hockey, do you want to be the team that almost made it, or what do you want your legacy to be? So we talked about that to get over the hump in that Dallas series, because I honestly thought if we, once we close that series out, if we're able to, now you're in the finals. I think our team was running very well. So that was probably the biggest speech that I would have addressed the guys with. And that was the night before Game 6. And we came out and had a great Game 6. That would have been our measuring stick game after that. And I think it carried over into Florida. So that was probably the raw time, you know what I mean? The Fred Shero sort of, trying to hit home with a message that sticks with them. So, and I thought we did a good job balancing in the final our off days of allowing the players to sort of think about the big picture, dream of the Stanley Cup. And then when we got back to work, it was about the details of how to do that. And so I think we handled that well, and we're able to handle that, I think, Jeff, because of our veteran guys in the team, right? I mean, they've been there, so they knew a little bit of the process. So
2 questions left for you. One, who did you think of right away? I mean, first of all, your bench started piling over. There's still 10 seconds left, and guys were jumping over the boards. I thought that was the didn't even wait till the final buzzer for the celebration. But who did you think of right away?
Well, I thought we were going to get a too many men on the ice call. That's for sure. Anyway, you know what? People just started hugging, and so now I'm thinking of my family that's obviously been through the ups and downs, right? They sometimes feel that the downs more than you do. I'm in the trenches, and you get thicker skin in this line of work, and they read stuff, they hear stuff. So I felt great for them. They've been through it every step of the way. And my parents have passed away, a number of years ago. So, but the work that they put in, right? So you're thinking of them as like, it's too bad they couldn't be here for this moment. But my brother made it in from Ottawa, and there's just the 2 of us. So, you have a piece of your, pieces of your family around. That's what went through my head, and they just, that's it. I don't know. It's just such a blur when it happened, because you're right. People are emptying onto the ice, onto the bench, onto the ice. And the other thing I thought is, I got to go shake hands with the other coach. It's the right thing to do, right? I got, because I've been on the other side of that. I know what it feels like to lose in the final. So, you want to do the right thing as well. Yet you're just trying to, enjoy your the final buzzer too. So there's a little bit of that, and that gets squared away. Obviously, they understand that. I understood it years ago. So, but that was that's how I felt.
First of all, I really think that answer where my starting 5, that was my pregame speech. I just love that, Bruce. Let me ask you one final question. I'll let you get on with your afternoon. At what point do you allow yourself, and maybe you already have, to start thinking about next season?
Well, I mean, Coop sent me a text, and I said, I want to do what you did, Coop. I want to do it again. It was only 24 hours later, so right away. But that's the natural thought. But I know that I'm going to sort of. You have to enjoy this. You have to decompress. You'll have to. If you can't, that's what you play for. So I know in the back of my mind we'll talk about our roster and all that. But the interesting thing is I think 19 or 20 of our guys are signed for next year. We have a lot of the same guys back.
Yeah.
So, right off the top of your head, you're thinking, well, we just did it with this group. You're always tinkering a little bit, right? That's natural in the salary cap era. But,
sure.
We probably have the ability. We should have the ability to do it again. That's the good news. But I'm not going to that right now. You can't. I think this is something it's my first one, and you have to enjoy it. You have to take the time and check all those boxes, and I will. Once sort of the parade is done, enjoy the parade, and then the next thing and the next thing. And I think for a coach, it's something you should do, and as a player as well. The thing with the player that's different is, physically they have to be prepared for the next year's training camp, and that's the tough part after this grind. How do they manage their summer? But for a coach, it's a lot of mental work that you can certainly manage over the summer.
Listen, this looks so good on you, Bruce. Congratulations from my little corner. Your story has been a great one from being coached by the legendary Brian Kilrea to coaching against him when you're with Kingston as well, to your journey through the NHL, the American Hockey League, to the Stanley Cup final twice and win it your second time. It looks so good on you. Congratulations to you and the entire organization. That's as you mentioned, that's one that they'll never take away, and your name's going to be on that cup forever. Thanks as always, Bruce. Have a great offseason.
Thanks, Jeff. I appreciate the kind words. We'll catch up soon.
Absolutely. Bruce Cassidy is the head coach of the Vegas Golden Knights, Stanley Cup champions.